Stop using AI to do more and start using it to do less. It seems like every week there's a new tool, there's a new AI technology, and a new thing you have to do using AI if you want to survive in this world. I'm here to tell you that the best way to use AI is to not to do more work, but is to do less work so you can do what matters most to you in life. So I just use AI to cut my work week in half. And it all starts with the principle of productivity. So there is a book called Why an Economy Grows and How It Crashes. And so in that book, it starts with a tale of three fishermen. These three fishermen each go into the ocean every single day, and they each can only catch one fish by hand. And that's how they're living, subsistence living. One fish, they eat the fish, next day they're back in the ocean. One guy though, decides to basically go hungry for a day and build a net. Then all of a sudden, he can catch multiple fish at once, and he has a surplus of fish. Then he starts selling nets and renting nets, and now he has this extra fish. He can basically become a bank. This all comes back to the principle of productivity, of being able to do more with less. And that's what AI allows us to do if we use it the right way. And most people use it completely wrong. So the thing you have to understand is what I call the AI Delegation Framework. Let me show you what it looks like. So this is what I call the AI Delegation Framework, which tells you exactly what to use AI for and what not to use it for. To understand this thing, there's basically two ways of looking at this. The first one is importance. By importance, I mean, do you actually want to get better at this thing long term? The task you're looking at possibly using AI for. If it's low importance on this side, high importance to your long-term development, it's on that side. The next part is the cost. How much would it cost for you to hire somebody else to do this? An actual person. If it's low, it's down here. If it's high, it's up here. So let's look at the four quadrants. The first quadrant is outsource. So this means it's got a low cost to have somebody else to do it, and you don't care about getting better at this thing long term. That stuff, and this is where one of the biggest mistakes people make with AI right now, is they think that they should start here and apply AI for stuff that you can literally have a human do for next to nothing. If this thing is cheap to do and you don't care about getting better, why mess around building AI tools? I literally placed $1 million bet recently on exactly this area. Because the whole thing, if you were following the news, the SaaS apocalypse, people basically saying that everyone's going to cancel their $30 a month SaaS subscriptions because AI, they're just going to vibe code their own AI software tools for everything. I took the counter position to that, and so far it's paying off very well. Because why the heck are you going to spend hours and hours building and maintaining something you could pay somebody else to do, either an existing software tool or an actual human to do, for $30 an hour, $30 a month? And so if it doesn't cost a lot, and you don't care about getting better at it long term, just pay a human to do it. This is not where you apply AI. Let's move on to the next quadrant, and I'll give you some examples of these in a few minutes. And so let's say the thing is something you want to get better at long term, but it doesn't cost that much to have a human help you with this thing. So this is a category that I consider partner. So this is important to your long-term development, but doesn't cost a lot on an hourly basis. Something like hiring a personal trainer. You don't want to have to spend a decade of your life trying to figure out how to work out, good diet, that kind of thing. You can partner with somebody who knows this stuff, but it's obviously very important to you long term. So that's the next quadrant. Low relative cost per hour, high importance to you. This next category, stuff that would cost a lot to have somebody else do, but is also very important for your long-term development. This category, I consider master. And this is going to change over time. So back in the day, when I was writing sales copy for our first business that ended up doing over $100 million in sales, I was very much in this quadrant. It was expensive to hire somebody else to write good copy. This was pre-AI. And so it would cost, up to $10,000 to have somebody write a single sales page. In some cases, $100,000, believe it or not, to write a single sales page for a product. And so I busted my butt for 10 years reading all the books, writing all the copy, and mastered this area. And so that was an area where I wanted to get better at it long term, but it would cost a lot to have somebody else do it for me. So I spent my time getting better at this category. The last category we have here is it costs a lot, but it's also not something you want to get better at long term. So this is where you want to apply AI, because it's going to cost a lot to have a human do it, but it's not something you necessarily want to get better at. A big mistake people make here is they're outsourcing their thinking, their strategy, which is insanity. Like, that's a part that as a human, you want to get better at long term. This is not an area where you use AI to have it make decisions for you, do strategy for you, to learn and think for you. That's stuff you want to do on your own. However, there's other areas that you can't necessarily outsource inexpensively. It's not something you care about getting better at long term. So that's a category where you start looking at applying AI. So now that you understand the general framework, let's look at some specific tasks that I would recommend outsourcing to AI and not outsourcing to AI. On the left side, let's put a few items that you would want to outsource to AI. First one is maybe paid ads. And so this is an area where I personally don't necessarily care about getting better at it long term. I've put in my time, I've learned this thing, and so now I'm using AI to help me create ads. The last thing I want to be doing is editing videos and that kind of thing. Instead, I'm using software to help me create better paid ads. And the next one, kind of related, is now sales copy. So this is another one that AI can do very well. It can still be expensive to hire a direct copywriter, but this is a category where AI absolutely shines because you can have it ingest the best sales copy that's ever been written. So this is a perfect use for AI, is to write sales copy. No more do you need to go out there and spend your 10 years reading all the copywriting books like I did. Now, what do you not want to outsource to AI? The biggest category and thing to think about is what do you want to improve at long term? A big one is thinking or decision making. And so this is an area what I would highly recommend going out there, reading books, talking with people, thinking about how to get better at decision making. Because this is a category that's going to improve your life forever, long term. Also, strategy. This is a thing that if you can have AI or people that you either partner with or outsource to do as much stuff as possible, then you get to spend your time figuring out bigger picture items. This is where people jump immediately to outsourcing to AI, and then they're basically degrading their ability to think, which is insanity, because then all of a sudden the AI is better than you, and then what is your purpose there? There's only one way that that's going to end up, which is other people that are actually doing the thinking and the strategy on their own are going to eat your lunch in whatever business that you're doing. So you have to be smart about the areas that you decide to use AI with and the ones that you don't. So here's a big litmus test that I don't hear anybody talking about because there's so many people out there pushing more AI in your life that they're forgetting the whole purpose is to improve your life. And so the best litmus test to find out if you're using AI correctly is how do your outer results look? Are you producing more sales? Are you making more profit? Are you making more income? Is your life objectively getting better? If someone were to look at your life from the outside, knowing your goals, would they say, because of this all AI activity, that you're moving closer to your goals at a faster pace or not? I see so many people, even smart people, that have made good money in the past, that are so excited about all AI, and they're spending all their time, inside of Claude and doing coding and all kinds of different things. But when I look at their life from the outside, it's not getting any better. A lot of times it's getting worse because they're getting so distracted with using AI that they're forgetting to actually measure their results and improve those and use AI as a tool, not as a whole new way of working. So the big thing to figure out is using AI improving your life or not. So as you could probably tell, I'm not anti-AI. I'm just making sure that you're using it in a way that actually improves your life. So in 2016, I'd hit a hard point in my main business at the time, and I knew I needed to make a big decision, which was to basically fire half of the company, but I couldn't make myself do it. And the only way I got the clarity I needed was basically going to Bali for 2 weeks with my friends and family, and I did not bring a computer with me, did not use my cell phone the entire time I was there. And so it was by stepping away from the computer, by stepping away from technology, that I finally gained the clarity and confidence to come back and make the decision I needed to make, which was not easy and was terrible, but 100% had to be done. And so all of your problems are not going to be solved by sitting in front of the computer and using AI more. Some of your biggest problems and your biggest leaps forward in success and in life are going to come from stepping away from the computer, and especially now from stepping away from AI, which is why every single week now, I try to spend about 36 hours without the internet. And a big part of that now is 36 hours without talking to AI, because I feel like it's making our decisions and thinking less and less clear. So use the lessons in this video to not do more with AI, but to free up your time and mental space so that you can focus on what really matters to you in life and those big decisions that move your life forward. So if you're not already subscribed, go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel, because every single week I'm releasing new videos that show you how to increase your success and improve the quality of your life by using things like AI the right way. I'll see you in the next video.